Time to bring in Malkin now, who joins us every week during this time. Good to see you.
You too.
So let's talk about what we've been leading our newscasts with this morning, which is the tensions in Afghanistan. And now 2 more American military members have been killed. So does the president want to take back that apology or amend at least what he said here, Michelle? Listen to this.
The reason that it was important is the same reason that the commander on the ground, General Allen, apologized, and that is to save lives and to make sure our troops who are there right now are not placed in further danger. It calmed things down. We're not out of the woods yet.
I mean, there are a lot of factors going on here with regard to Afghanistan, but the apology now, and now we have 2 more Americans dead.
Yeah, first of all, the apology didn't work, obviously, and it is just a measure of how much Obama lives in unreality that he could claim there, bald-facedly, that it, quote-unquote, calmed things down. Maybe he's engaging in some sort of psychological projection and it calmed him down a little bit. But obviously, after the apology became public, there were still riots, and now even more American servicemen are dead. I think that that statement was also a very craven admission that there was nothing sincere in his apologies. There never is. And that this kind of apologitis that has marked the Obama administration is nothing more than appeasement. And as anyone who actually has paid attention to the history of jihad in the world, appeasement is never something that quelches fires or squelches them. Appeasement is more gas on the flames of jihad, and this is a recipe for even more dead American men and women around the world.
Apologitis, that's a new one. All right, let's move on. This past week, we've been looking a lot at Michigan. All the Republicans who want to be president said, look, we were all against the car bailouts, the union bailouts. But the president this past week said, but I'm for it. But, Michelle, when you look at, you know, he says, I saved the entire industry. He didn't just save the industry. He really saved union jobs, because when you look at the non-union pensioners, they got screwed in this deal.
They certainly did, and I've been reporting on the plight of more than 20 to 30,000 of them who worked for Delphi Auto Parts. I first reported this on my blog and in my column and on your show back in the fall of 2010. It is the untold story. I think it's the crucial bloody page that's always left out of the fairy tale that Obama and the White House tell about the $85 billion bailout, that somehow they stood by every worker and that every worker had to sacrifice. Well, they didn't sacrifice equally. And these Delphi workers who were non-union, white-collar, salaried workers and who are now retirees were cut out of the same special bailout preferences that were embedded in this deal that was negotiated by the White House Auto Task Force and by Obama's big-pocketed donors at the UAW. And I think it is laughable that he can stand there in front of the UAW, which was billed as a policy speech earlier this week when it was nothing but a pep rally. And you'll note, of course, that you had this hooting and hollering from the people in that crowd that Obama was, quote-unquote, union-made. And the thing that has to be asked about this entire deal, this rigged deal, is, well, who paid? Of course, taxpayers paid, bondholders paid, dealers paid, dealers who did not have the same kind of political clout to negotiate that they stay open, and the Delphi retirees. These are 30,000 people in the Rust Belt who lost their health benefits, their pension benefits. Why? Because they were not connected to the UAW.
Yeah, it's interesting whether or not, with so much talk about that bailout and Michigan now looking like it will be an important swing state, it will be interesting to see if the eventual Republican nominee brings that stuff up, because there is another side to the story. Michelle Malkin, thanks so much for your time today. We'll see you again next week.
Eva, take care.
All right.